Hi everyone, this is a video on how to manage your academics alongside CAT preparation, and this is for those of you who are probably going to appear for CAT as a fresher. Since I was also a fresher when I appeared for CAT, I'll be sharing with you 5 points which I applied during my preparation in the hope that they might help you. So let's start with the first one. The first point you need to know is that all semesters are not equally important. This is based on a fact that a lot of people are not aware of. So I'll be explaining how this works. In the IIM admission guidelines or in the CAT eligibility criteria as well, it is specified that when you fill your CAT form, you mention the marks of all the semesters that you have the results of. Which means that if you are in a 3 year course and in the fifth semester you are going to fill up the CAT form, you will have to fill the marks of only the first 4 semesters, that too if you have the result with you. And these marks that you enter are going to be your marks throughout the process, even during the IIM interviews. Nobody is going to ask you about your marks of the fifth or the sixth semester, which means that you can prioritize the first 4 semesters and keep academics as your focus, whereas you put all your focus on CAT totally in the fifth semester. So you are going to keep your academics as a focus in the first 4 semesters, but you can even further comprehensively break it down depending upon when you decide to take coaching and if you decide to take coaching. So when I was preparing in the first 2 semesters, I was solely self preparing. So I put my entire energies on academics. In the third semester, when I joined the coaching institute, I shifted my focus back onto CAT. And the fourth one, since I knew that this is the last semester which is going to count in my academic mark sheet, I shifted back the focus to academics. And of course, fifth one, since academics wasn't into play, totally on CAT, and sixth one on GDPI. And let me also show you my mark sheet actually. So if you can see here, in the first, second, and the fourth semester, I scored more than 9 SGPA. But in the third one, when I had shifted my focus to CAT, I scored lesser than 9, close to 8.8. The point being that you can have the best of both worlds if you know which semester to focus on CAT and which semester to focus on academics. You can use this one as a reference, but you can create your own plan as well. The second tip I have to share is to keep your weekends free because they will give you a lot of time to focus on CAT. So, for example, I had a coaching which ran on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So then I didn't have any coaching on weekend. I also didn't have college on weekend. So the only thing I had to do was to prepare for CAT. Whereas on the weekdays, since I had both of them, my priority became academics. So at least on the weekends, I could devote as much time as possible to CAT. At that time, I used to solve all the pending questions. I used to revise the weekly material, whichever was covered in the coaching center, and I also used to take and analyze the mocks. You can also refer to the routine that I followed separately on weekdays and weekends in the suggested video above. You'll get a better idea on how to manage this. But my suggestion would be to at least keep your weekends free for CAT preparation, because that much amount which you can cover on the Saturday and Sunday, you won't be able to do if you only focus on the weekdays. The third point is to attend your college regularly. So, I was a student of Delhi University, and I know that this holds true for all DU colleges. But I am just sharing in the hope that if your college also follows a similar pattern, then it can help you. So, the reason I say you should attend college regularly is because when you attend the classes and you listen to your professors, you are able to retain better, which will require lesser time for revision during your examinations. We used to study only for about a week or maximum 15 days before the exams, and we would not open our books throughout the time because we used to attend the classes and listen to the professors. Second thing is that in DU you have marks for attendance. So out of the 25 marks of internals, your 5 marks are accounted as your attendance marks. And often this happens that your professors, since they see you every day in the class, they give you better marks in the internals as well. And the third point stems from this fact itself, that the people who get better marks in internals get better marks in external exams as well. Now, I'm not sure if this holds true for every institute, but at least this is the practice in DU. So if you were a student of Delhi University or if you are a student of Delhi University, you can take care of this fact and make sure that you attend your college regularly. The fourth point is to ask your seniors for guidance. The reason this is important is because they can help you understand which aspects of your academics require more preparation. For example, which courses are carrying more weightage or require more preparation, or how to prepare for your exams well. So, let me give you an example. When I sought guidance from my seniors, they suggested to make sure to go through these past year papers that we used to have in Delhi University. In DU, most of your questions in the exams reappear. So if you are like if you've solved the past year papers, you'll be able to crack at least 80% of the exam. The reason I am saying this is because this is something which I saw in all the semesters taking place, and this is something that our seniors told us. So if you also consult your seniors on how to crack the exam better, because see, you would have already learned the concepts while attending your classes regularly. Now, when you need to perform in the exams, you don't need to mug up everything. You just need to be smart and prepare effectively. So that's another tip that goes this way. For all the DU students, I've already created a post like this, which you can find in the description. So this was fourth point. The final point is regarding self preparation for CAT. Now, even if you are going for coaching, I would still recommend preparing on your own for CAT in a couple of semesters at least. The reason is because when you front load CAT, so front loading basically means that when you know something is going to take place in the future, you are preparing for it in advance. So you know that in the third or fourth semester, you're going to work a lot on CAT, and it's going to get difficult because at that time you'll have placements, you'll also have academics at your hand. Why don't you put your CAT preparation in snippets within your academics preparation? So in the first 3 months, in the first three semesters, when you're going to focus on academics primarily, if you let's say solve 10 cons questions or one DILR set, or maybe revise your formulas whenever possible. Let's say you're coming back from college and you have some traveling time at hand. That's when you're doing these things, keeping academics as a priority, like we last discussed, yet putting CAT as snippets in between whenever you're finding time, you'll be able to front load a large part of your preparation. So, here is a summary of the 5 points that we discussed. First of all, not all semesters are equal. You can prioritize your academics first and then focus on CAT, especially in the semesters when academics are not going to be into play. Second one, you can keep your weekends free and focus only on CAT because that amount of dedicated preparation will help you the most. Third, you attend your college regularly because sometimes your marks are dependent on your attendance. It will also help you retain better. Fourth, you take guidance from your seniors because they know the best by going through the process which aspects of your academics are going to help you the most. So they'll help you with smarter preparation. Finally, you should self prepare for CAT and try front loading a bit so that it doesn't cause a lot of burden at the end. So this was all I had to share in this context. Thank you for watching the video. Also, thank you for bearing with me. I had a bad throat today. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to reply to them. See you in the next video. Bye bye.